Happy Hump Day. Today is Wednesday, January the 30th, 2019. And if you are like me, I am so glad to see some warmer temperatures coming our way. I'm done with the cold, done with not being able to get my feet and hands warm, and I am ready for us to get back to normal. And good news, that's exactly where we're heading. Today we've got partly cloudy skies with a high temperature, thankfully, of 75 degrees. Our overnight low is going to dip only into the 60s, about 63 degrees, as opposed to where we were yesterday, about 10 degrees cooler than that. We have no chance of rain today. Winds are from the east-southeast at 6 miles an hour, and our humidity is 61%. So what a break for us. Beautiful, beautiful weather on tap. Tonight, we still have mostly clear skies. Again, our low of only 63. We do have just a slight 10% chance of rain creeping in, and we'll see our humidity increase to 79%. Winds also picking up to 12 miles an hour, and then we're going to see that sustained higher winds through the rest of the week, essentially. So it may be a good time to get out and try to do a little bit of fishing. Our barometric pressure today is rising from 30.0 to 30.15. And our UV index, strangely enough, even though we're partly sunny, is going to be a 4, which is the lowest, actually, that I've seen it in a long time. So it's only moderate today. Our water temperature has dropped to 71 degrees. And today we start out with swells, very, very low, just over a foot, and then increasing to about 4 feet by the end of the day. As those winds increase later on in the day, we'll also see the swells increase. Today we've got sunrise at 7:10 a.m. and sunset is at 6:11 p.m. If we look at our high and low tide chart, we see the first low tide is at 12:01 a.m. and the next low tide is at 11:01 a.m. Our first high tide is at 6:54 a.m. and the next high tide is at 6:01 p.m. We've got 11 hours of sunshine today, and our solar transit happens at 12:40 p.m. We've got a very low tidal coefficient today. It's a 49, and that basically means that we've got our lowest low tide only at 0.2 feet below sea level, and our highest high tide is at 1.5 feet above sea level. So again, you're just barely looking at a 1.5 foot difference between high and low tide there. Now, if we look at our solunar charts, and again, the solunar charts are not giving us as good of a fishing activity forecast as the weather is actually giving us. So I would say definitely go with the weather, go with what you see outside, and get out there and enjoy. Its major periods today are going to be 2 fish activity from 8:32 a.m. to 10:32 a.m. and from 8:59 p.m. to 10:59 p.m. Now, our minor periods are only 1 fish activity, which is from 2:57 a.m. to 3:57 a.m. and from 2:08 p.m. to 3:08 p.m. So overall, today, we get a 1 fish fishing activity, which is at least better than yesterday's level 0 fishing activity. But again, the weather is much better than it has been as far as seas and as far as winds and as far as rain. So it shouldn't be as cloudy and murky as it has been now that we've had essentially a day without rain. So if you're looking at the Gulf Stream and getting out there and maybe you're trying to catch sailfish or something else, our seas are going to be much calmer. We've got seas out there that are essentially only 0.5 foot to a foot. And then we've also only got surface winds that are going to be 5 to 10 knots. So it's hard to stay away from that. So just, it's going to be a little chilly when you're out on your boat and that sort of thing. So take a jacket, take some layers, but definitely get out there and enjoy this gorgeous weather. I have to say it's really depressing to look at the forecast and the winter weather that the rest of the country is feeling right now. And it makes me extremely thankful to live where I live. And it makes me feel very small for complaining about 55 degrees and that I can't get warm at 55. But there are other people that are dealing with the coldest temperatures of their lifetime. So you're not, and that's the makings of the perfect day to have a perfect day. This weather forecast is brought to you by 43 Keys Media. If you'd like to learn more about what's going on in our beautiful Florida Keys, visit 43keys.com. Now, you can get this program as well as others as an Alexa Flash Briefing. You can find them on YouTube, and you can find them on any place you listen to your podcast. So wherever you're listening, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, leave us a review. Anything you want us to know, we're happy to hear from you. And then we'll see you over at 43keys.com.